Stuff looks good. Oh, hey, we're coming up live. I got that going good, and let's go ahead and start. I want to make sure that we're showing. We've got Jen showing up here.
Yay.
And how do I go to the next screen? There we go. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm not sure. I'm hearing a little bit of echo in there, but I'm sure that's just on my end. Hello, everyone.
I can't see any chat, so if anybody is saying anything, it's really great to see you, hear you, talk to you. Oh, I can see that.
There we go. All right. I'm going to start with me. And let's start with the solo here. There we go. Well, welcome everybody to our live stream, both to our live viewers and those who are joining us. And those who are joining us for the replay. I'm your host, Tawn Krakowski, the founder and for the founder of the founder of Barnstormer Publishing and the Empress of Tawnlandia. We're just going to put that up there for you. As an introduction to myself, anyone who knows me will probably tell you that I embody the spirit of adventure, and I am rebellious to a fault. I earned my private pilot certificate at 19, and after completing a bachelor's degree in aviation management, worked as a flight instructor, cargo pilot, and jet charter captain. I'm also a serial entrepreneur, at one time operating a coffee and smoothie catering business, a virtual reality arcade, and now an experimental media outlet and publishing company. I'm on the board of directors of the nonprofit BWN Publishing, which provides education, growth opportunities, and publication of quality authors from underrepresented, economically disadvantaged, and rural communities. I firmly believe in the power of storytelling and community. In Tawnlandia, reading is rebellion and knowledge is power. With me this fine Friday evening is Pat Green, managing editor and author of the Hearts of Glass series. Pat is a columnist, author, artist, documentarian, and freelance photojournalist. For 20 years, his writings and images have appeared in publications such as Pathos, Aquarius News, 22nd Century Media, and Chicago Unheard. His art has been featured in a variety of spaces, including the APO Cultural Center in Chicago and the Metro. Pat's self-published documentaries have been sold in zine format across the US, Canada, UK, and the EU, and his 2015 book, Night Moves, An Ex-Preacher's Journey to Hell in a Taxi, was received with critical acclaim, and he remains a member in good standing with the NPPA, the National Press Photographers Association. The core of what drives Pat Green is activism, steeped in kindness, equality, and opportunity. As an activist, Pat has worked with various groups for equality, suicide prevention, and other important causes like Pat is a certified human rights consultant, trained and certified by the U.S. Institute of Diplomacy and Human Rights, based in Washington, D.C. When not doing all of this, Pat delights in collecting watches, taking street photography, and getting lost in vintage nostalgia. While we were constructing the Indiegogo for Fade Away and Radiate, something unexpected was born. Something that we want to call Survive and Thrive. It's an initiative that is a trauma-enforced, community-based, trauma-informed, community-based program using music and creative writing for healing and empowerment. We'll partner with passionate local venues and artists, nonprofits, and universities and schools to replicate healing across communities. By blending creative expression and community support, survivors are empowered to thrive. This is going to be based on models like Girls Rock Camp right around Portland and the Moth. This initiative is personal for Pat, and parts of this book will move into real life spaces in ways that we didn't expect. We're building something together that reflects the book, music, healing, and survival. Now I'm going to turn this over to Pat. And he's going to tell you a little bit more about what this means to him.
Hi, everybody. I'm a trauma survivor. One of the things that the character Ford and I have in common is that I was a child model. And along with that came, unfortunately, molestation that started at a very young age. And then I had a very cruel stepfather. I got out of that situation, moved in with my grandparents, and experienced more in a place of safety and sanctuary called the church. But it wasn't safe and it wasn't sanctuary. It was more of what should never happen to anybody. When I was 17, I decided to disclose an incident and nobody believed me. Not the adults, not my friends, classmates. My grandparents believed me, but that was it. And I know that I'm starting out on a downer here, but back in the 80s, we had so many wonderful things. We had music, we had nostalgia, we had bright clothing, we had amazing movies, but what we didn't have was resources. And there are so many resources out there today, but I'm also discovering that there's gaps. When I wrote the first book, Hearts of Glass, Living in a Real World, it was born from this series of articles that I write called Femme Fridays on Gen X Watch. And in those stories, I started writing about real women that I knew back in the 80s and the 90s. And when I was writing about Cyndi Lauper, Madonna, Tina Turner, people thought that those were nice and inspiring stories. When I started writing about Sarah and Kathy and Cassie and Heather and all of these other people, that's when people started identifying, because they got to see themselves in these very real people. From there, I took this beautiful window of my life and started writing these stories in fiction form, where you have Jenny, who is this amazing self-assured person who can't get equal access to her dreams simply because she's profoundly deaf. And you've got Cassie, who has been, she went through more by the age of 18 than most people go through their entire lives, and still has a partner that's stalking her. And then you've got Ford, who is this bundle of trauma that's just trying to exist and has trouble making friends, social acclamation, so on and so forth. In other words, the story of us. And without resources, what have you got? What you've got is each other. What you've got is together. And this concept that now the younger generations, millennials and Gen Z, they've developed this phrase that I absolutely love called found family. Found family are the family members that you make in this life, those friendships that you create, and those beautiful connections that get you through those hard times. Sometimes you don't talk about the stuff that's going on, you just exist together. But other times you break through that polite veneer and you talk about those things and you support each other. But the thing is, we're not trained. We don't know what we're doing, but we survive through it anyway. And it is in that found family that we find trust. It is in that found family that we find acceptance. It is in that we find beauty. And writing about this time, there was something that I didn't expect. And that was the reactions of the readers. I mean, if you go to the reviews on Amazon and Goodreads, you will find people that talk about how much it resonated with them. But what has been more profound has been the conversations that people have had with me through sliding into my DMs and talking to me about the things that happened to them and how they related to one or two of the characters, or they wish they could be this person, or they thanked me for bringing back somebody who they had that they lost. And for 178 pages, they had that person back in their lives again. And in that was healing. And in those conversations, we became friends. And those friendships just have brought to light the need that we're still alone. We still carry all of this with us. We still feel like we're not enough or we're too much. And there is so much that the arts gives us. There's so much that writing has given me as expression and music has given me as inspiration. These are tools of survival. And with this initiative that we're going to be doing along with this book launch, we're going to be talking about how we bring ourselves together in a room, bring in experts, and together we can create our own micro found families and talk about the things that happened, but more importantly, find ways to express and ultimately not be alone. Quite recently, I had some surgery and it was pretty major. And it knocked me on my feet for better than 3 weeks. I'm finally returning to work next Monday. It was trauma inducing because I remember past times when my health wasn't good and I had nobody there to help me. I was alone and I was shamed and it was horrible. And to be able to be in a new environment where I had people that were taking care of me, where I had people that were looking out for me, where I had people that were giving me love. That was beautiful, but it was so hard to trust. And I don't want anybody to feel alone anymore. I don't want to feel alone anymore. It's why I write these stories, because I'm not just writing about semi-autobiographical stuff that happened to me. I'm discovering that I'm connecting with you because you are also Ford. You are also Jenny. You are also Cassie. You are also Doug. And all of us deserve respect. We deserve love. We deserve space to be together. And we want to be another space. We want to create another space where that can happen, where we can open up. And if you don't want to open up, oh my God, one of the greatest things in this world is not the extrovert, but the introvert, because the introvert is listening. The introvert is seeing you. The introvert is absorbing, taking in, and reflecting in their own way. Everybody deserves dignity. Everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves beauty, and everybody deserves a found family. That's what these stories are about. And next week, Tawn's going to touch more on that. We're going to talk about that later. But today we wanted to talk about the possibilities of bringing the book series into the real world and bringing this found family back into the back rooms of bookshops and all of these other beautiful spaces. At the end of the day, all I want to say is that I see you. I love you. and you can help me help you. And in the meantime, I'm going to just close with this. Stay totally awesome. Stay true to you. And if you go to No King's Day, be safe. That's all I got right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pat. That was very heartfelt. And as a publisher, you don't know how much I appreciate you and the things that you've done for me. I'm no stranger to being a woman in a man's world. I'm no stranger to feeling alone. And this publishing company originally started as just me wanting to republish my own novels and keep the money instead of having, Audible or whoever take half of my royalties. And then reading your initial short stories, touching on the premise of the first book and this entire series, I was drawn in by how you made me feel. And this initiative is something that I've kind of, dreamed of, in that I want to be able to give back to the community. I want to be able to put things out there that help people. And I want reading to be rebellion. I want to be able to help as many people as I can. And you've given me that opportunity, and I very much appreciate that. We are working with other talented authors who have some wonderful contributions to make to this initiative that I'm hoping to bring on board. But right now, we're still kind of in the planning stages, and there's definitely going to be more coming out next week with the live launch. So, in closing, I just want to say that the Indiegogo campaign for Hearts of Glass Fade Away and Radiate launches next Friday, October 24th. But tonight, you can pre-commit as an insider and get your backstage pass and some pretty sweet swag for your pledge of support. You'll get a free backstage scene PDF curated by Pat, an exclusive bonus button in your physical reward when you back any perk. You'll get an entry into a giveaway for a signed art print and VIP email updates the moment the campaign goes live. We're just going to have you go to our events page at Barnstormer Publishing. There's a QR code up in the corner, and then it's barnstormerpublishing.events. I just want you to know that you'll fill out a short form and be one of our day one supporters. It's no payment or anything yet, just a promise to stand with us. Please share, pledge, and boost the signal however you feel comfortable contributing. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the live launch party next Friday at 7 p.m. Central. Your support means everything. Thank you for watching. And I would play the outro if I knew how to play the outro. I had it all set up. There we go. Thank you so much, everybody.